Hey, what's up? This update ends up feeling way more substantial than a simple tweak because it finally gives single-player fans something meaty to push through instead of just hopping online or repeating the same free battles. The standout addition is Mission 100, which sits inside a newly added Ultimate Battle menu, and the idea behind it is simple but smart. 100 staged fights, each with its own conditions, restrictions, or enemy setups that stop you from coasting on autopilot. Instead of picking your favorite overpowered character and steamrolling everything, the mode pushes you to adjust how you fight, how you manage resources, and sometimes even which characters you rely on. And that alone makes it feel closer to the classic challenge modes people still talk about from older Tenkaichi games. What really sells Mission 100 is the pacing. It doesn't feel like a random string of matches thrown together. The battles gradually ramp up in difficulty and complexity, and you start noticing that the game is testing your awareness just as much as your execution. Some stages force you to survive longer than usual, others put you up against opponents with specific advantages, and over time it becomes more about reading the flow of combat than brute force. For content creators, that's gold, because every stretch of missions can tell its own story, instead of looking like the same fight copied and pasted 100 times. Outside of Mission 100, the update quietly makes offline play much more serious by adding a new CPU difficulty tier above what we had before, and on top of that, Custom Battle now lets you raise the CPU all the way to level 21. If you've spent hours practicing combos or setups against the old AI, you'll feel the difference almost immediately. The CPU reacts faster, recovers more cleanly, and punishes sloppy habits way harder than before, which means training offline actually prepares you for tough matches instead of teaching you bad habits. It's the kind of change that doesn't scream for attention, but ends up mattering a lot once you settle into it. There are also a bunch of quality of life changes that make the game feel smoother overall. The new Ultimate Battle menu reorganizes things so custom isn't buried anymore, which makes the mode easier to access and just makes the menu flow better. The in-game shop now lets you buy items in bulk, which sounds small until you remember how tedious it used to be clicking through individual purchases, and player cards now track win streaks in more detail, giving you another stat to chase or show off. And none of these changes are flashy on their own, but together they reduce friction and make the game feel more polished. From a gameplay feel standpoint, some subtle adjustments under the hood make battles feel tighter, especially when paired with the stronger CPU. Clashes resolve a bit more decisively, and you'll notice certain follow-ups don't work as consistently if your timing or positioning is off. That might frustrate some players at first, but it also raises the skill ceiling, especially for people who want to push themselves without relying on online matches all the time. Looking ahead, this update also feels like groundwork for what's coming next. The developers have already talked about more content on the way, including new characters later in the year and an additional free mode planned for the near future, and this patch helps bridge the gap by giving players something substantial to chew on right now. Instead of waiting around, you've got a structured challenge that rewards persistence and experimentation. Overall, this update doesn't try to reinvent the game, but it strengthens its core in smart ways. Mission 100 gives single-player fans a real goal. The tougher CPU and expanded custom battle options make practice meaningful again, and the menu and shop tweaks clean up annoyances that people have been complaining about since launch. It's the kind of patch that grows on you the more you play, and once you spend a few hours with it, it's hard to imagine going back to how things felt before.